Hey everybody, Joy here. Joy back at the Kingston house. Yes, pardon the mess. We're always in the process of moving, but probably won't sell the house until early next year because we have to build a new barn at our other house to move what's in this barn to there, okay? Long story short, that's what's going on there. So we came home here Saturday morning. When we got here, Jerry drove around the property as he always does. You know, we have 11 acres here. And he drove down to one of the ponds that he built and saw that one of the trees looked like it had been hit by lightning. He said it wasn't burned, but one side of the tree, all the bark had come off of. And he just thought, oh my gosh, and it was one of our really tall trees. And he thought, boy, we must have had a really bad storm here. And later we ran into our neighbor and he said, yes, we really did. And he heard that lightning that night. So when we came in, you know, we unload the car, we come in, we put the groceries away, we unload the few little things we brought, and then we try to connect to the internet. The internet did not connect. Turns out that whatever hit the tree hit the tower that our internet is on. We had to put in a really tall pole over there by Jerry's barn and then put this, whatever makes you get the internet, way on top of that pole. Well, evidently it got hit too, and it ruined our router. So we were, hours and hours on the phone trying to figure out what's wrong, why doesn't it work? Finally, the internet people said, your box isn't working, you need to buy a new box, the router box. So we ordered one from Amazon because, you know, we're not buying any stores here where they sell stuff like that. And 2 days later, okay, so remember, we had no internet, okay? So I couldn't make a movie, and I couldn't check my comments, and I couldn't do anything. So Jerry ordered a box. The box got here, this is Tuesday. The box got here yesterday, okay? So that was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we had no internet. And so yesterday afternoon, he started with the phone calls, hooking up the box. Well, it was call number 1, call number 2, call number 3, call number 4. Long time. The internet company couldn't get it hooked up, and the router box company couldn't get it hooked up. And so finally they figured out there was something wrong with some number that's on the tower. And you have to connect to that long number to get your router to connect to the tower, right? Something like that. You probably know more than I do. So anyway, phone call number 8 or 9, they finally said, oh, for some reason somebody put the wrong number in here for you. That's not the number of your tower. This is the number. And it might not even be of the tower. It's the number to something, okay? So then they put the right number in, and so late yesterday afternoon, we finally got internet. It was evening already. And today, I have an appointment with the skin doctor. You're supposed to go every 6 months to see, you know, if you have any things that need to be burned off or frozen off. And I've missed like my last 2 6 months appointments. So I thought, well, I'll go and see if there's anything. I have really nice skin, and I don't have near the things that Jerry has. There was a freckle, a dark freckle back here, about 1.5 years ago. And they cut it off and sent it in and decided it was something, so I had to have that cut and stitches taken. But very rare, very rare. So I gotta go do that today. We're gonna go have lunch after we go do that. Then we've gotta go buy some groceries because we come back here in just the Jeep. There's not room to put much, and Jerry brings tons of tools back and forth. So we don't have much to eat around here. So gotta get groceries and then come back. But when I didn't have any internet, I wanted to show you what I did, and I can't show you because it's in the dryer. But I'll show you the 2 patterns I made, and then when I come back after my skin thing, then I'll get the stuff out of the dryer and I'll put it on and show it to you because I really like it. Oh my goodness, let me tell you something. This is what I made it out of. And at one point, I didn't have a friction pen that would write, so I used this air erasable, right? Marker, non-toxic, eraser tip, marker. Wait a minute. Erasable, Marvy, fabric, marker, erasable. Erasable, maybe I should have tried to erase it. It's a little bit different than the others, I think, the air dissolve, but it's one of those purple things. So I marked the bus dart I had to take, and I put some dots like this on it. And then I put a dot where my apex was, okay, on both sides of the garment I was making. They were still there when I got the garment totally made. I may have hit them with the iron, and that may have been the problem. But I took it downstairs to wash those out in the laundry room. Oh my goodness, you guys. Be careful, be careful. I totally recommend those friction markers. They come out so much easier because they come out with the iron. I put everything in the world on those dots. Everything. I started out with shout. Nothing happened. Then I went to that grandma's stuff that's in the bottle that you buy in the fabric store. It's supposed to remove lipstick, ink, everything. Put it on it and scrub. I mean, my fingers are sore from scrubbing. The dots didn't come out. Then I got that So Clean, S-E-W Clean, that's supposed to take ink out. I have 2 bottles of that. I squirt that all over it. That didn't do anything. Then I went and I got the, is it called Folex, that somebody told us to get the spots out of the carpet, and oh, it works wonderful for that. I thought, oh, maybe that'll work. I squirt it on it and scrubbed. Dots still there. Then I thought maybe some alcohol. See, we're up to number 5. Went and got a bottle of 91% alcohol, poured that on there. Dots still there. I scrubbed and I scrubbed and I scrubbed, and it was in the sink in the laundry room. Finally, I just left it with all that stuff on it, dropped it in the sink, it was all wet, and just left it there all night. I got up this morning, and surprise, 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 all the dots were gone. So be careful, my friends, be careful. I don't know where I got this. It says it has an eraser tip. Let me see if the eraser tip takes these dots out. I can't imagine that it would. And where's the eraser tip? On this end? Erase, erase, erase. No, that does nothing. Let's try this end. Nothing. Let's try on paper. Eraser tip. Doesn't erase. Doesn't erase. Whatever this is, y'all, I highly recommend you don't buy it and you don't use it. It's called a Marvy fabric marker. So disappointing. And of course I've got half a dozen of them in here. Use the friction markers much better. Anyway, this is what I made. I wanted a pair of shorts, and all of my shorts, my knit shorts, are up at the other house, and I didn't have any here. It was really hot, and I was outside doing stuff, and I wanted a pair of shorts, didn't have any. And I had already made a top out of this and put an embroidered sewing machine design on it and made it last time I was here. But I had to finish it. I had to put the hem in it. It was still here, and I had to put the hem in it and finish the armholes. So it is this pattern, New Look 6415. I probably showed it to you last time I was here. 6415, and you can see the square around the sleeveless top that I made. That's the one where I did an embroidery design just to see if the Elissimo was working right, and no, it wasn't. But the good news is I hauled the Elissimo up there, took it to the Tulsa Be So In store, and the man couldn't find anything wrong with it. It was going to be over $100 to fix it, and plus parts or whatever. And he said he just couldn't find a thing wrong with it. It worked just fine. And he said he started staring at it, and he noticed that the pressure foot looked funny. It looked like it was a little bit crooked or something. And he said he took it off and he just bent it a little bit or straightened it or did something. And for some reason, that fixed it. And they charged me $0. I was so excited. So my Elissimo works fine. It's back here. It's over there on the table where it belongs. So that was the top. Really like it. Had to fiddle with it. Had to put a bust dart in each armhole because it was way baggy. And I don't know what all I did to it, but whatever I did to it, it finally came out. Oh, the neck, I messed up the neck the first time I did it, so I just cut that off and put a new neck, so it ended up making my embroidery design get covered up a little bit at the top. But I don't think anybody is going to even know what the embroidery design is. I'll show it to you after a while when I get back from the skin doctor. So I had that already made, and I had just wrapped up the leftovers of this on one of my, what are those boards called? I never can remember. Those board things that I use. And I thought, oh, I bet I have enough to make a pair of shorts. And so the internet was down. I was going to go on the internet and look up free shorts pattern, and the internet didn't work, of course. So I came up here and looked through my boxes of duplicate patterns. You may remember I've got 2 boxes of duplicate patterns here. I have the exact same patterns at the other house. And I thought, surely one of those patterns has some shorts. So this is what I found. Butterick 5893. Now the thing is, when you see the shorts on me, you're going to say, well, those aren't the same shorts. Yes, they are. These are supposed to be out of a woven fabric, but I made mine out of a knit. And since this pattern is only extra small, small, medium, I needed a knit because I needed the extra ease, that's for sure. There's nothing medium about my belly. So I have a really cute pair of shorts and a top, and I'll put them on after a while and I'll show them to you. You can see here I've got cut-ups all over my table from making my 2 envelopes. And see how I put a piece of the material. I used to put the material on the back. Now if there's room on the front, I just put it on the front because it's easier to see. Okay, that's what I did while I didn't have any internet. I wonder what I could do if I never had any internet. Well, I couldn't do videos. I couldn't do a video. We couldn't do Shine, you know, my other channel, Shine. We couldn't do it. And I did laundry and dusted and, you know, the things you do. I gave Jerry a haircut and just little things like that. So that's what I've been doing. But I've got to go. We've got to go. We've got a 21-mile drive and there, and then a 21-mile drive back. And then I'll show you my new outfit. So as it turns out, it's 2 days later. I'm sorry. Life has been full lately. Let me put it that way. When we come back to this house, there's so many things. Like, you know, the spiders are like, I don't think they live here anymore. Let's crawl in the house and scare them when they walk upstairs and scare them when they go to bed. I have a company that sprays all around the outside of my house and my garage, but I never let them inside my house because with allergies, I don't need to take a chance on chemicals that might kill me. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I told you I would show you my shorts. Here my shorts are. The top has issues. The top is embroidered with a sewing machine. Can you tell? Let me see, it keeps wanting to be crooked. My low shoulder, now I did not take this shoulder up. If I had taken this shoulder up like I'm supposed to, this wouldn't be crooked. But, you know, it's shorts. This actually, I just threw on the embroidery machine, remember? Because something was wrong with it and I was trying to see what I needed to do. So it's got some pulls from the embroidery, but what it is a sewing machine. This is the needle, and then I have to look in the mirror because I can't see it. And then this is the thread. But the neck was up here when I made it, and you know I can't stand high necks. So, and if you see a Band-Aid, it's because I've been to the skin clinic and they fried something. So, I lowered the neck, and when I did, it ran into the thread. But to play around the house and be comfortable, and you know that new doctor, I asked them to measure me. Big mistake. Why did I do that? And it turns out I'm an inch shorter these days. So I had to shorten this top like 3 inches, and I shortened the shorts at least 3 inches, maybe 4. So everything's having to get shortened on me now. I think all the way back here you can see the shorts in the pattern come way down to the knee. But I don't like that look on me. And these are knit, and the ones in the pattern are woven. But it all worked out just fine because I put elastic in the top. So rubber band waist, you know my mother's rubber band waist, love it. This one just happens to have my new elastic I got from Pamela's Patterns. 1.5 inch, I think. 1.5 inch. I love the width of it. Oh, it's just so, so comfortable. And I make mine loose. I make them loose. I mean, I could pull these out to here. I hope when I edit that, you can't see clear down to my, you know what. Okay. The back needs some issues, but I don't care. It's knit. It's cool. It's comfortable. I could just wear this every day. Patterns I already showed you. Okay, so I have to apologize that I've disappeared again. I probably did at the beginning of this tape. They're not tapes, Joy. They used to be. There's just so much to do, like I said. We had the bug issue. We went back on the patio. I told Jerry I want to go swing on my swing, so I went out on the back patio last night to swing on my swing. And of course the back patio was covered with leaves. And I noticed that there were a bunch of those mud dauber things. You know how they make those tube looking things and they put like 50 tubes on top of each other? Well, there was 4 of those going on out there. So I swept the thing off, got rid of all the leaves, swept off the furniture. Jerry went and got a ladder and actually a snow scraper. That worked. An ice scraper off your windows in your car. That worked great to scrape those mud dauber things down and then brush what was left. Oh, that was a great tool for that. I think I'll reinvent it and call it a mud dauber nest remover. The birds at our other house. Oh, they're those kind of birds that build nests under bridges and they're made out of mud. They kept trying. They actually did several times build nests under our front patio cover up at our other house. And Jerry kept knocking it down, and evidently the mother bird would come back thinking it was there to lay her eggs, and her eggs just fell on the patio. So we've had several smashed eggs on our cement on the front patio there. There's always something, always. Jerry is working on the hedges. The lawnmower man fizzed out. This is the second, third, probably the 6th, 7th, 8th lawnmower person we've had. And didn't show up again. And Jerry texted him. Finally he said, I have an emergency in my family in Texas. So we've hired a new man that's supposed to show up today. But Jerry says he's going to trim the hedges himself. So he's going to do that. What else is he doing? Get in the RV. We're going to take a trip in our RV down to Dallas. Jerry's daughter has moved to Dallas again. She's lived in California, and she's lived in Houston, and she's lived in Maine, and now she's back in Dallas. And since our RV fix-it place is in Dallas, we're going to go see her. I'm so glad you can't see the floor in here and all the boxes. I keep packing boxes, but we've been coming back and forth in the Jeep, and Jeeps don't have much room for taking things back and forth, so it's just going to wait. I just went over there to blow my nose, and look who I found. This is my little redhead doll. Is she cute or what? I got her at a quilt shop, I think, years ago. Look at her hair. She reminds me of Tear Bear. Look at her cute dress and her pantaloons. I didn't dress her or anything. She came this way. And I was going to give all my dolls away. I had a Red Riding Hood and a Goldilocks. I gave both of them away. But this one has green eyes and red hair and is so cute. So I kept her. I decided I'm allowed to have at least one doll in my life. I never even named her. What's your name, little girl? I don't know your name. I don't know what to name you. You're just too cute for a name. Look at you with your hair. Oh, if you don't have hair yourself, you have to buy dolls that have hair. I used to go up to Terry and just make her stand next to me and put her hair next to my face so I could look at it in the mirror. What would it be like? But I'm thankful for my hair, I really am. I mean, I've known several people. I had an uncle who had that alopecia and didn't have a hair on their whole body. So I'm very thankful for my hair. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. But is this doll cute or what? And no, I didn't make her dress. Everything came this way, and she's pointing. Who are you pointing pointing at, little girl? I don't know. I'm just amazed at people's artistic ability in this world. I'm just amazed at it. Her bow is a little bit smashed. I need to open it up some. So, I can't believe I haven't given you a name. I'll have to wait. I just watched Chicago again. Chicago. Horrible movie. You know, the innocent girl gets hung and the two guilty girls get off. And that part's horrible. It's stupid, dumb, ridiculous. But I love to dance. And there's a lot of dancing in it. And the choreography in that movie, Chicago, is just beyond belief. Beyond. But there is a girl in there, one of the criminals, and her name is Roxy. So maybe I'll name this little girl Roxy. Her name's Roxy Hart. So, I don't know, I don't want to give you the name of a criminal. What else could I name her? Trixie. Who do I know? That's a pretty redhead on TV. Do we know a pretty redhead on TV? Does she bend? Oh, can you sit, little girl? She can sit. I think she can sit. Yeah. Help me think of a name, you guys. I need a name for my pretty little redhead. And I'm always giving everybody names. I always give everybody a nickname. And I just can't think of a good name for this little redhead beauty. Green eyes. Not Shirley Temple. No, I have a Shirley Temple doll too. You want to see her? Here's my Shirley Temple doll. I've had her since I was a little girl. My mother bought all three of her daughters a Shirley Temple doll. And my sister Judy rode on them and took their arms and legs off and everything else. But my doll survived my little sister. She's not porcelain, she's plastic. And she can really sit down. So that's my only two dolls. I know y'all have been wondering, God, I wish Joy Bernhardt would show us her dolls. She never does. Look at this beauty. Oh, isn't she pretty? Can you focus? She's gorgeous. Oh my goodness, she's beautiful. No, I didn't make anything, just bought her. Long, long eyelashes, blue eyes. Oh my goodness. I don't think she can stand up. Can you? No, she just sits. Her legs can't go straight. So, how cute is that? I don't remember buying them. I just know I did. I remember getting rid of Red Riding Hood and Goldilocks. I promise that's all the dolls I have. And neither one of them even has a name. If I gave them a name years ago, I've had them 20, 30 years, I don't know how long. And if I gave them a name, I forgot what it was. What am I going to do today and what did I do yesterday? I'll show you. Hold on. You remember this pattern because of Philly. I'm blaming this entirely on Philly because it is entirely Philly. I had chosen a blouse kind of like this that I'm going to make the stripes out of, remember? This is a different one. So, drew out the pattern for this, made it once, made several mistakes in it. It did not fit well, and the reason it didn't fit well is because I didn't make the pattern right. But I'm learning so much. You can learn so much. And if you haven't watched Elsa B. Hearn, Elsa B, ELSABEHURN on YouTube, she will show you how you take a picture and how you figure out how to make your own pattern from it. She's very, very good. Is there anybody else that does that? If there is, I can't think of them right now, but she's very good. And she shows it in great detail. She's the only person I watch on YouTube. I actually have to slow her down because she talks so fast. So I wanted to make this second time. First time didn't work. What was the first blouse? The first blouse was the cream color with the polka dots. And I don't think you've seen it yet. I think it's on my videos up at the other house. So the first one didn't turn out because of my boo-boo. So this is the second one. And this is my laundry basket quilts fabric. And you know why I like this? It has roses. So this turned out really good. Really good. It has a pleat here in the front. But I think if I made it again, I'd make the pleat twice as wide. because it wants to open up too easy. It's just 1 inch wide. And in the back, ouch, ooh, there's pins in it. I took 2 waist darts. So the project today is put a hem in it and put the sleeves in it. And you see how it's much shorter in the back, because when you have 3 bumps at this age instead of just 2, you have to have more fabric on the front of your blouse to go over all your, let's call them, curves. I want to get this video up. It probably won't be very long, but I want to get it up so you know I'm okay, you know where I am, and you know what I'm doing. So, I'll be back later, hopefully with that blouse all done, and I'll put it on for you. It probably won't look very good with these shorts, but that's okay. I'll be back. On the pattern, on the real blouse at Modlily, there is a petal sleeve. So, Philly and I learned from Elsa B. Hearn how to make a pattern for a petal sleeve. So this is the pattern. And the first thing you have to do is hem up the whole bottom of it. What's going to happen is this is going to wrap around like this and around like this. And it's going to go like that. And so then the bottom of it, see where your arm goes through, is a petal. So, if you want to learn how to make one of these, you can use a real sleeve to a commercial pattern if you want to and learn this, how to do it, okay? I started with a short sleeve normal pattern and made this pattern out of it, and Elsa B. Hearn. No relationship, no whatever you call it, money thing or whatever. She's just lovely, and she teaches how to look at a picture and make a pattern out of it using SureFit Designs. What I'm doing is I'm putting the steam-a-seam, because this is just 3/8 inch, so I've ironed steam-a-seam. You know about steam-a-seam too light? You have to have like 100 of these rolls, because I use it all the time. And so you iron it on, then you peel the paper off, then you take your little measuring gauge and you put it on 3/8 inch. And I always put a piece of tape on the back of mine because this little slide wants to keep on sliding forever. See there, I put a piece of tape on the back. So it's going to stay at 3/8 inch. So I'm going to fold this up. And the thing about this steam-a-seam is you can press it down and it'll stay. Press it down and it'll stay. Here on the curve especially. Now, this is not a knit. You really don't have to do this in order to sew it and it not bunch up and pleat everywhere, but it just makes it so much easier for me. It's wanting to be just a tad bigger when you fold it, so that's okay. It's still 3/8, it's 3/8 and a hair. You have to allow for turn of cloth. You know about turn of cloth, right? The turn of the cloth, that's where the cloth turns. See? Now that's not moving. You could leave it like this forever. But you have to really, really iron it with hot heat and a lot of pressure for it to never come out with wear. So I will sew that. But see, doesn't that make the job easy? Oh my goodness. Love it, love it. The job is hard enough. Wherever you can simplify it, simplify it. That's the Joy rules. You all know what, if you really want to learn how to sew, and I know a couple of you have said, show us how to make this pattern, show us how to make that pattern. I'm not going to do that if it's not a pattern that I want to make for myself, okay? But to learn how to sew, just generally sew, there are 3 people, and there are probably more. Actually, there's 4 I can think of right this second on YouTube. I'm not going to be making as many YouTube videos as I used to until we get this move over with. There's just, you know, with the RV, we've got actually 3 houses to take care of. We moved everything out of the RV to sell it. Everything. Because one of the big reasons I wanted to move to be near my sister was because Jerry was very ill. And I thought, oh my goodness, just in case something was to happen to him, we don't need to have an RV because I'm not driving it. He keeps saying, you're going to learn how to drive that RV. And I keep saying, no, I'm not. But anyway, we were going to sell it because I didn't want the headache of it and have it just parked somewhere and him not able to drive it, you know, because he was passing out. He was fainting and needed a pacemaker, and now he's on a CPAP machine. But anyway, now that the doctors figured out what's wrong with him, and they fixed him, he can drive the RV all he wants. So we figure we'll use it to go visit our daughters occasionally if they want to see us. And we have friends in Missouri, and there's a lot of lakes, and lakes, nice lakes, usually have campgrounds, you know. See there? Now, that will stay. It's not going anywhere. Steam a scene. Ta-da! That's what that means. Steam a scene. Steam is what makes it stay. Okay, so now I am going to go gather this at the head of the sleeve. You know, up here where it was to start with before we made it 2 sleeves crossing over, you still have to gather that. So I'm going to gather here and I'm going to gather here, and then you cross it over and then you put it in the blouse. Does that make sense? Probably not. And yeah. So the point is, we still have an RV. We still love our RV. And we're actually taking a trip this weekend. So, I think I already told you that, and I'm telling you again. Do I tell you everything half a dozen times? Oh, what was I going to tell you about Chicago? I was going to tell you how I get these songs in my head. Oh, these songs. The best actor in the whole thing, in my opinion, was the guy named Riley. His last name's Riley in real life. I don't remember his first name. But he plays the husband of the criminal, Roxy, who shoots her boyfriend that she's having an affair with while her husband's at work. He plays the simple guy, ordinary looking, doesn't, you know, have any special skills other than he works at a body shop or someplace where he fixes cars. And she's only with him because he's a meal ticket. But anyway, at some point in the movie, there's all kinds of music. It's a musical. And I usually hate musicals, but I actually like this one. I like this one, and I like Music Man. And I like Camelot. I guess I like musicals. But there's a place in this movie where he sings. And he dresses up like a clown because that's how people treat him. He feels like one. And the song is called Mr. Cellophane. Do you know my name, Mr. Cellophane? Well, you can walk right by me, look right through me, and never even know I'm there. Yeah. So, we watched that, what, a week ago at the other house, because Jerry's always wanting to use the DVD player, or the whatever it's called nowadays, and watch a movie. And I won't watch them if they've got cussing or naked people or whatever, and this one does. But I love the choreography in it, like I told you. But anyway, at some point, this guy sings, and he's got the best voice in the whole movie. He sings beautiful. And he talks about how nobody ever notices him or pays attention to him. And so I've had that song in my head, is the point, for 2 weeks. And so I keep going around, I'm sewing, and I'm doing what you see me doing, and I'm going, Mr. Cellophane, do you know my name? Well, you can walk right by me, look right through me. I'm gonna go sew this together, get my blouse done, and I'll be back, and I promise you'll be able to see me all the way to the top of my head. Okay, blouse on, blouse off, blouse on, blouse off messes up your hair, so pardon my hair. I haven't hemmed it up yet because I don't know if I want it long or if I want it short. It depends what pants I'm going to wear it with. If I have tight fitting pants, not totally tight, stretchy tight, but if I have close fitting pants, let's call it, I want it long. But if I'm going to wear jeans, I want it short. So here's the thing, here's the pleat. The pleat does not want to stay closed. It's supposed to have 3 buttons right here. Actually, the original has 2 buttons. I'm going to have 3. Philly has 3. Don't know about the sleeve. What do you think about the sleeve, you guys? Tell me. I need shoulders, so it's okay if it adds width up here. It's okay. I need shoulders. So it came forward like this. The flap didn't go back, it came forward on the original, so that's how I did my flap. I have to ask Philly how she did hers. I think it's super cute. I like it very much, but I need some buttons. You know the button dilemma, right? Plastic buttons. I tried red, but these are not red roses. These roses are kind of a deep burgundy. And the red doesn't look that good. Let me put some buttons on and come back. All right, so here's 3 buttons. Just kind of a marbly, shiny button. Pleats just don't want to stay shut on me. But it's there. I don't know. I just don't see the reason for the pleat. Next time I make it, it will be pleatless, I promise you. No more pleat, just a princess seam going up there. The thing is, it looks like it laps over right here, see? And so it has to be a pleat. The first one I made, it wasn't a pleat. It's just this side lapped over that side, and you could have put buttons the whole way up and down, but you can't do that. You can't have a button on your boob, see? That can't work right. Oh, I think it's cute. I like the material. I like the blouse. I don't like the pleat. I may tack it so it can't come open down here. There's plenty of room. Plenty of room. It's just, Philly said hers comes open all the time too. Now the original has 2 buttons. What do you think about 2 buttons? I'm beginning to think it looks better with 2 buttons. Now, I don't have a lot of buttons here, so it's these or red, and then I can't put red because this isn't red. Oh, yeah, I kind of like just 2 buttons. You know, what's the rule? You're supposed to have odd everything, not even. Who made that rule up anyway? See the collar. Now remember, I drew this pattern. Philly drew one and I drew one. She drew her own and I drew my own. But, Philly said, I don't think I like it enough to make it again. I don't know, I think it's pretty. I think it looks like I didn't make it, which is a good thing. It's just I don't like to fiddle. I don't like to wear any kind of clothes I have to fiddle with. What about y'all? I mean, can you just see me grabbing my boob all the time, fixing the pleat there? No, not a good look. I showed you my blouse, good or bad. All done except the hem and the button issue. And I'm going to stop this. No more snippets for this video because I need to get up a video and make sure y'all know I'm still alive and well and at my other house. Bye for now.